Alright, hello everybody. We are in San Bernardino, traveling along Kendall Drive, coming to visit the very appropriately named Kendall Car Wash. Now, I dug up this self-service car wash here on Street View a few days ago, and I checked Street View history. This used to be an Oasis Monsoon touchless car wash, but in 2012 it got replaced with a Ryko Softgloss MAXX, and it also got a different pay station around that time too. You can kind of see the automatic bay is back there.
Take the second right, then your
Now, from the Street View pictures and from the observations I'm getting at a first glance, this Softgloss looks like it's been worn down. And looks like it could be pretty funny because it looks sketchy. Looks like there's some. Oh, yeah. Holy Sketchville. What this thing is. Alright, well, let's see what we're getting ourselves into here. This one also has onboard dryers, and I remember a YouTube commenter talking about how, quote unquote, rare it is to see one with onboard dryers out here in the Southland. And we got options from 6 to 10, and of course we're here for the first time and probably the last time, so we're going to take the 10. This used to have like one of those old-fashioned auto cashiers from Hamilton, but you know, they put a wash select. The dryers just started up there. It says, please wait for car wash on low display. The voice is hardly, you can hardly hear it. So now we just wait for this person to be done, and we'll head on in. The sunlight is awful bad right now, so I do apologize. Can't really see it all that well until we get in there. You can kind of see it through the glare. This thing is filthy, this gantry. So they have a green light to exit, so we'll just wait for them to clear the bay and then it'll tell us to go in. No undercarriage on the way in. Alright, let's see what this is all about. So we got that wheel thing is supposed to rotate, and that is no longer the case. We got several nozzles that are seized up here. Oh boy. I wonder how that one does. That one barely works too, that wheel plaster. I think I might have been right about this thing sucking. I mean, it was pretty obvious coming in. So now we're doing the triple foam. Let's see if this even works properly. Took a second to get going there. Okay, I'll give him this much. The triple foam is working quite well. Alright, now it's time for the soft touch cycle. Let's see how much of this is working correctly. Alright, so we got this brush somewhat making contact with the vehicle. This one making a decent amount of contact. Then we got that one back there making a lot of noise. This one makes a fair amount of contact, as it should. So does this one. So see, now the front brush is, that one over there is coming up to the front like it should and touching the appropriate amount. Oh, let's see how this top brush works. Now it's not really making contact with the vehicle, but I mean, top brush works as it's designed, so that's the end of that. So now there wasn't any wash descriptions that I noticed, so I'm just kind of going along with what it does. So looks like the side rinse nozzles on both sides, like on the panels there, they barely work. I mean, they do work, but they're very weak. The tops of these brushes also, if you can kind of see it here, looks like they have seen way better days. Just like the rest of this bay, for that matter, and the machine, for that fact. So this is probably the spot for your rinse, and then we'll be doing our air drying cycle. The side panel there flapped pretty hard when the dryer started. So the louver on that side is working as it should, so that's good. That directs the airflow up and down to help sweep water off the vehicle. Let's see, does this one work? So you see that those little flaps inside, that's the louvers I'm referring to. And they're both working, so. The dryers seem to do decent on the side, not so much on the top, but that's a common result of these Ryko onboard dryers with the Softgloss machines. So the gas cap of my car get blown open. That's not the wash's fault. That's Ford's fault for designing it that way. It's supposed to be taped, but I always forget. It's kind of becoming a joke on here. Like a joke of I never tape it down. So there's still little bits of water left on the front. If that's spot-free water, it shouldn't leave any water spots, but it's kind of a toss-up whether any car wash like this will use spot-free water. Not to mention have it working correctly. And that's it. Let's get pulled out here. I didn't notice, I didn't point this out on the way in, but there was no floor treadle, so that's nice. No annoying switch to hit on top of the, on the bottom of the bay. I'm actually kind of curious what kind of manual equipment they use. I can't really tell from this angle. I have to go look at to go look at the panel here. Maybe I can drive through this bay and see. They got a decent amount of manual bays here. Seem to be kind of worn just like the automatic bay. That is so faded I can't even see it. Looks like the same kind of manual equipment that the Valvoline Express self-service place has at Yucaipa. Sorry about knocking the camera there. It says AutoStar. I've never heard of that before. Well, I gotta say, that wash definitely performed to expectations. And the expectations were pretty darn low when they met them. I won't say that, like, I'm not saying I would go and, I'm not saying I would go and, you know, be running down the street singing my praises about this place. But, I mean, most of everything with the exception of the tire blaster cycle and the pre-rinse it does at the beginning works. Like the triple foam was working, and then that one side brush that was barely making contact with the car. Those are the two biggest issues that I'm seeing here. I will say about the dry cycle, it's not uncommon or unheard of, unfortunately, for those particular side onboard dryers to do very good at all. But that wasn't terrible given how limited they are. So overall, I'd say, you know, I was looking at something mediocre and sketchy, and I got something fairly mediocre and sketchy. So, yep, that was Kendall Car Wash. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching.